The next thing to do to a Stryfe is to add a stock. A 3 AA battery holder fits very well into 1.5 inch thin wall PVC. However, the thin wall PVC doesn't fit very well onto the octagonal rear piece of the Stryfe. It needs to be trimmed just a little bit. Because that's an octagon on the back of the Stryfe, we just need to sand down some of the high points. Using sandpaper, just round that out a bit. All 8 of the corners of the octagon. And the stock should fit snugly. Now decide how long you want your stock to be. I decided a stock that about 7.5 inches suited me well. Make a mark and cut it with a hacksaw. Now use cutting board to make the bottom portion of the stock. Measure out the size and shape you want the bottom of the stock to be, and draw it with a Sharpie. Once it's cut out, layer them one on top of the other, and drill at least 3 holes through the top. Mark where you want them to go, and then drill and countersink these holes. And sink 3/4 inch long screws into each hole. This will hold the 2 stock halves in place. To remove the Sharpie from the HDPE, use rubbing alcohol and a cloth or paper towel, and the Sharpie will come right off. Now, the bottom of the stock doesn't fit on the stock tube because that is round and the bottom of your stock is flat. Use a rounded file to file away some of the top of the stock, like so. Drill holes in the top of the stock tube. These will allow a screwdriver to fit into the top later. Next, tape the bottom of the stock to the stock tube, securing it in place. Then, using a 1/8 inch drill bit, drill through the PVC and just into the top of the bottom of the stock. The purpose of drilling into the bottom part of the stock is simply to mark off where we need to drill through later. As you can see here, these 3 points are where the drill actually drilled in, only about 1/4 inch or so. Now you can drill all the way through, or as deep as necessary. Tape the bottom of the stock back to the tube, and to ensure your screws don't fall off your drill bit, add a little bit of blue tack to the top of the screws before you put them on the screwdriver bit. Now sink the screws in. If you need to add more screws to hold the stock together, that's just fine too. Remove the tape, and that stock isn't going anywhere. Now, to make sure the batteries don't rattle around inside the stock, wrap some craft foam over the 4 AA battery box and tape it closed. Now, drill into the bottom of the stock tube through the actual bottom of the stock and counterbore that. We're going to add a 1-inch screw into that hole to prevent the battery box from sliding around. That screw is preventing the battery box from coming out the rear when you actually go to use the blaster. Now drill holes near the top, being sure not to go into the screws that you just screwed into. This will be to secure padding onto the stock later on. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial for making a stock for your Stryfe. If you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you soon.